In the small, isolated town of Cresthill, nestled within the dense forests of the Appalachian Mountains, life was simple and predictable. The residents of the town, numbering just over 1,000, went about their daily routines, content in their secluded world. However, in the fall of 2022, something sinister and otherworldly began to creep into their lives, forever changing the sleepy town. It began with the disappearance of Billy Saunders, an 8-year-old boy who had gone out to play in the woods behind his house one October afternoon. When he didn't return home by nightfall, his frantic parents called on their neighbors to help search for him. For days, the townspeople combed the woods, calling his name, but Billy was never found. As the weeks passed, the town was plagued by an eerie sense of unease. Unexplained noises echoed through the woods at night, a cacophony of distant, alien-like screeches and guttural growls. Livestock began to disappear from their pens, leaving only a trail of blood and mangled carcasses behind. The townspeople, once friendly and welcoming, became paranoid and suspicious of one another as each began to fear that they might be the next victim. Tensions reached a breaking point when old Mrs. Thompson, the town's eccentric and reclusive widow, claimed to have seen strange creatures in the woods. She described them as tall, emaciated beings with elongated limbs and bulbous, unblinking eyes that seemed to pierce straight through her soul. Her chilling account was met with skepticism and mockery, and she was dismissed as a madwoman. But as the unexplained occurrences continued, more and more townspeople reported sightings of the terrifying beings. Whispers of alien abductions and experiments spread like wildfire, fueled by the ever-growing number of missing persons. It wasn't long before the town's folkloric tales of alien encounters from long ago began to resurface, inciting fear and panic in the community. Local law enforcement, overwhelmed and unequipped to deal with such a situation, called for assistance from the federal government. The response came in the form of a covert military task force, which descended upon the town under the pretense of a training exercise. They cordoned off the surrounding woods, forbidding anyone from entering or leaving the area. Meanwhile, a group of determined townspeople, led by the town's deputy sheriff, ventured deep into the forest, desperate to uncover the truth behind the terrifying events. As they trekked further into the woods, guided only by the eerie glow of their flashlights, they stumbled upon an ancient, long-forgotten cave hidden beneath a tangle of roots and vines. Cautiously, they ventured inside, their hearts pounding in their chests. The air grew colder as they descended deeper into the earth, their flashlights illuminating the damp, claustrophobic walls that closed in around them. As they reached the heart of the cave, they were confronted with a sight so horrifying and grotesque that it would haunt them for the rest of their lives. Suspended from the cavern's ceiling were rows upon rows of cocoon-like structures, each containing a pale, withered body. The missing townspeople, their eyes wide with terror, stared lifelessly back at their rescuers, their mouths frozen in a silent scream. And there, amongst the horrors, they found Billy Saunders, his body forever altered and contorted by the sinister experiments of his captors. As the group reeled from the gruesome discovery, a low, guttural growl reverberated through the cave. The beings had returned, and they were not pleased to find their lair invaded. Panicked, the townspeople fled, barely escaping with their lives as the creatures pursued them with an unnatural, predatory speed. As they emerged from the cave, gasping for air and trembling with terror, they found themselves surrounded by the military task force. Guns drawn, the soldiers demanded that the townspeople surrender and follow them, claiming it was for their own protection. But as they were being led away, the townspeople noticed something deeply unsettling. The soldiers' eyes, once human and familiar, had transformed into the same bulbous, unblinking eyes that haunted their nightmares. Realizing that their supposed protectors were no different from the creatures in the cave, they understood that the entire operation was nothing more than a ruse to keep the town silent and submissive. In a desperate act of defiance, the townspeople broke free from their captors and fought back, their fear transforming into a fierce determination to protect their homes and loved ones. The battle was brutal and unforgiving as humans and aliens clashed in a violent, otherworldly struggle. But eventually, against all odds, the townspeople emerged victorious, driving the creatures back into the shadows. The events of Cresthill became the stuff of legend, a chilling tale whispered around campfires and passed down through generations. While the government managed to keep the incident classified, the story spread through hushed conversations and conspiracy theories. And although life eventually returned to some semblance of normalcy in the town, an unsettling question lingered in the minds of its residents: if such horrors could exist in their own backyard, what other unspeakable secrets lurked in the world around them? The chilling tale of Cresthill serves as a stark reminder that there may be more to our reality than we realize, and that the line between our world and the unknown is often more fragile than we'd like to believe. As the story is retold and passed down, it's impossible not to wonder whether it's only a matter of time before the dark truth of the universe comes knocking once again.